Hey, good morning. Now that I got the bed off, I'm going to show you a couple things I got going on in here and the details. Um, I started stripping all the old wiring out of here. It's all, the wiring's no good. It's the insulation's just rotted right off of it. It's bare metal. You see a couple wires hanging down there. I've been just snipping them away, throwing them out. But the plan for this, once I get this cab off, is to pressure wash the entire frame, get all the grease, dirt off of it. I'm sweeping up some of this dirt here. Look at this. This is, 75 years worth of dirt, farm dirt, rotted bed pieces, God knows what else is in there. And it's all got to get cleaned off. And then I'm going to clean the frame with the phosphoric acid product, then the wire wheel, or maybe the wire wheel first, then the phosphoric acid. Maybe both, I don't know. And then spray some kind of rust inhibitor product on it, or a converter product, or Rust-Oleum probably. I'm looking for something I could spray out of a spray gun, as opposed to having to use spray gun rattle cans, because they're more expensive. And I still got to strip off. These are the old shock absorbers. Get them off the frame. That's the old mounts for the gas tank, which was supposed to be under this frame, or underneath the bed. So all this has got to get removed and then cleaned up. And I'm making good progress here. Spent a lot of time cleaning out the garage and cleaning out my storage tent. You can see that through the window there. There's a storage tent in back. So the bed made it in there. The nose is in there, among with 3 or 4 other projects that my son is working on. And I had to rearrange all in there and move some things around and got that all in storage. So I'm gonna go to town working on just stripping this bed clean, so when I do get this cab off, then I can just drag it outside and pressure wash it and go to town on it. And okay, looks like today is the day that the cab is finally coming off. Just want to show you how I set this up, because it's a engineering and carpentry marvel, if I do say so myself. I'm going to show you the whole thing start to finish. Watch this. So I lifted up the cab a little bit. I slipped that 2x4 underneath. From that 2x4 went to a 2x6, and then came across with another 2x6, picked up that 2x6. So this it's a spreader bar basically, but it's rigid. There's only one point I have to pick this whole cab up with, and that's the chain. That's an engine hoist chain, so I can adjust front and back. Now the center of gravity, left to right, should be dead center. Shouldn't tip left or right. But front and back, I don't know which way it's going to tip front or back as I pick it. So that's why I got the chain on there with the adjuster. I'm going to set this up in time lapse, and you guys can watch me struggle. Now I put this thing together with lag bolts, so hopefully they're strong enough to hold this all together. And just remember, I should probably put a lag bolt down that hole into the 2x4, and down that hole into the 2x4, just so it can't move off of the cab. Okay, it's down on the ground. The time lapse shut off for some reason, so you missed it, but this whole thing went sideways really fast, literally. Pitched left, it pitched right, it pitched forward, it pitched backwards. I fought it the whole way, it banged into a few things, and landed on the, it didn't break, nothing broke, but it just wasn't easy. It didn't just pick straight up like I wanted it to. I made some adjustments, and it pitched backwards, and it pitched sideways. Then it nosedived. It was crazy. But it's on the ground now. Next thing is to figure out how to get this under it so I can move it around. And one thing I learned is I can really pitch this thing forward if I want to work on the bottom, because I had it, you know, nose diving, and I don't think anything twisted. I think it's all good. So I'll keep you posted. You can tell I'm out of breath because I've been fighting with this thing for probably a good half hour. Sorry the time lapse shut off, because that was really interesting stuff. All right, it's been a few minutes since I finished pressure washing and degreasing the body. I mean the chassis. It's a big milestone to get this separated from the cab. But anybody can take anything apart. The trick is, can I get it all back together again and running? But the next step for this, after it dries, hopefully, I know it's going to be a good day tomorrow. I'm going to start treating it with the wire wheel and the phosphoric acid. And I better come up with a product to spray on top, because you can't just leave it bare metal because it'll just rust again. So I got a half a can of Rust-Oleum rust reformer. I really don't think spraying the entire chassis with that product is the right move. I think there's better, more efficient products that I could spray on with a spray gun. So I think it's time for internet research tonight. You know what though? Maybe even a brush on Rust-Oleum direct to metal or direct to rust primer might be the way to go. And then a black Rust-Oleum semi-gloss. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I got to make a decision on that one. If anybody's got any suggestions, I'm all ears. Leave me a comment.